As we're nearing the tail end of 2022, let's look forward to a super cool looking game coming in the future. Today we're talking about a game that we know a lot of you on the channel have on your radar already, and if you don't, then we'll get you clued up on this upcoming action RPG and the current status of the project. So let's go over some of the details you need to know about Crimson Desert. But before we do, let's not forget to like and subscribe down below, and quickly, if you guys can humour me, what was your very first RPG that you ever played? I'm trying to see if something is true, so I'd appreciate your guys' comments down below to let us know. So, Crimson Desert is an open-world action RPG being developed by the Korean studio Pearl Abyss. They're a seasoned developer team, as they were also the developers of the action MMO Black Desert Online, which shares similar themes to Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert was actually originally meant to be a prequel to Black Desert, but it has since been spun off into its own standalone IP. Crimson Desert will be released for both consoles and PC, and the developers have created a brand new next generation engine for this game, but we don't currently have a release date as the game was originally meant to release back in 2021. We do know that Pearl Abyss have had to delay the game previously due to the change to a work from home environment in the last couple years. The game was first revealed at the 2020 Game Awards show with an awesome 5-minute gameplay trailer, and people were confused as to whether the game would be an MMO or a single player action title at the time. This confusion came about because it has a similar name to Black Desert, and it was listed as an MMO on some places, but the CEO of Pearl Abyss America has clarified that the game will not be an MMO when being asked if Crimson Desert would impact the development of Black Desert. The following quote has been translated, so stick with us on this one if some of it sounds a bit funky, but they do have some nice details in there, so here it is. Black Desert devs still continue updating the content with the same cadence, as they're very much focused on the community's feedback. Also, as we don't define Crimson Desert as an MMORPG, which Black Desert is, so we've set different benchmarks and goals for the two titles. The game will still have some multiplayer elements that weave seamlessly into the single player experience, but the single player side of it will focus on the main character's story, while the multiplayer side of it will allow the players the freedom to explore and create their own fun. Here is what the developers have to say about the change. We've come to the conclusion that in order to develop the desired Crimson Desert look, it would be better to express a solid scenario and desired action better than the existing traditional MMORPG, and to give the option to play with other users in multiplayer. So I'm sure some of you will be disappointed to hear about the change from MMORPG, but for a lot of people this will be awesome news. So tell us down below if you think the game would be better as an MMO or not. Now, we have spoken a lot about the game's genre, but here's what you can expect when it comes to the gameplay, story, and world. The game is set in the world of Pywell, at least I think that's how you say it, and follows Macduff, son of Martinus, the leader of a ragtag band of mercenaries. Pywell is harsh to mercenaries after a power vacuum was created after the king of Domenis dies, and you will have to make choices about who to recruit, as you will need to be the strongest to survive. The mercenaries that you will recruit or encounter all have their own story and motivations, and the developers have said that they want Macduff to be different from the typical protagonist and have a mature character growth and arc over the course of the game. For those of you looking for that fantasy experience though, you'll be happy to hear that the game will feature monsters both big and small. In the trailer we actually got to see a few of them, as well as an incredible clip of a dragon that looks player controlled zooming through the sky. The game will have players completing quests and solving mysteries to survive in the hard world of Pywell, but sometimes you'll have to engage in combat. The combat will be fast-paced and action-based, similar to Dragon's Dogma or Monster Hunter. It seems that the game's combat will have a lot of choice when it comes to how the player wants to engage, as during the trailers we got glimpses of the character Macduff using a variety of different weapons. The developers have also confirmed that some defeated monsters will drop new weapons and items in the traditional RPG manner, and weapons will be able to be imbued with abilities, which they talk more about in this quote here. A new generation of weapons has emerged alongside the old. Pistols beside swords, cannons beside axes, and even hand-mounted cannons. Furthermore, the advent of the mysterious art of alchemy has allowed some gifted practitioners to imbue these already deadly weapons with additional skills. Suffice to say, you will never be short of a weapon or two in the world of Crimson Desert. With a vast range of weapons and countless customization options, what you wield and how you wield it all depends on the type of warrior you want to be. Pearl Abyss aim to create a super engaging combat system, and so we think the combat looks awesome, particularly the dual combat combination moves between friendly NPCs as well as the player character. For those that love adventuring, however, you'll be happy to hear that the game will have a strong focus on exploration, which will be a requirement for unlocking new skills and items, which will make your mercenaries even stronger. 4 months ago, the developers confirmed on a Korean website via an interview that the game was progressing well, and they're planning on releasing a new 10-minute gameplay trailer in the next couple months, so while we don't have a release date yet, it looks like they are confident in the title. So if you did find this one interesting, definitely click like down below to show support, and subscribe and click the bell because we have plenty of content planned every single day that you don't want to miss. The 2 videos on screen now we think you might really enjoy if you found this video interesting. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you do, tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below.